Hey y'all, this is Valkyrie here to talk a little alchemy and talk about the elements. All right, so I'm currently working with a groovy group and at the Secret Energy platform, and we're talking about elementals right now. And I was just inspired to come with a quick video, real quick about it because I love astrology and I really love the natures of astrology specifically. And it led me to think about the elementals and really kind of some of the spiritual messages I'm kind of taking from the elementals and the way that they flow, right? So, well, elementals. What am I talking about, y'all? Well, let me tell you, okay? Y'all know, most of y'all know. We talking about earth, wind, and fire. And they missing member water, okay? Earth, wind, and fire. Earth, child drew a blank. Earth, building, all right, fire, creativity, water, emotions, and air, thoughts. And what is divinely unique about this when it comes to our awarenesses, right? Because you're in the 3D body, you're going to experience all of these things, right? And then how, when it comes to like expression, are these energies flowing? All right, so let me kick it off with air. Air, it's all around us, right? And air is about our thoughts. And thoughts can range and flow and come in fast. It's a lot with thoughts, right? So let's look to the astrology real quick to see what it's saying about it. All right, so the first air sign that we see is Gemini. All right, that's going to be mutable air in Gemini. Then the next air sign we see is cardinal air, which is going to be Libra. Okay, I have a Libra moon. Shout out Libra. And then we have our last air sign, which is going to be fixed air. Now, air starts out with Gemini, and Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So Mercury is kind of going to be a leading influence when it comes to the air because thoughts come quick. They tend to come quick. I don't care what you're thinking about. Generally, it can come out of nowhere. All right. And also, thoughts are kind of led by a natural sense of being curious, right? Um, Thoughts are not dense things. Like you don't see thoughts in the 3D, but we know we experience it, right? Um, so therefore, they come in a way that's really light, right? Real curious. You know what I'm saying? Um, it kind of has a playful nature to it. All right, you can think of anything, right? I love those parts in the movies where they show like the way a person acts and reacts to something, and while he's thinking and he's doing like the worst stuff ever. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody's like, maybe he's like a customer service person and some guy's treating him bad and he's just telling them off, right? Versus what the actual scene looks like from the person, like their thoughts about it versus what they actually do, right? So thoughts are like that. They don't have a lot of weight to them as of yet, right? We use some of the other elements to bring them into like that weight form. But while we're talking about thoughts, let's talk about how the energy flows, all right? So Gemini is going to be curious and it's mutable. Earth, not earth, but air is very mutable when we first receive your thoughts. Because think about like your thoughts. You might be shopping and you might see a blue shirt. Wow, that's a cool blue shirt. Then all of a sudden, that blue shirt leads you to the thought of the green shirt because you're thinking about what you could wear. And then the red shirt. And then that's all mental energy. That's all thinking. And this all can happen very fast, okay? That's that mercurial energy and vibe. And Gemini, being itself, is just really curious. It just kind of wants to see what the energy is going to be like and translate into, okay? It's got a right to be flexible. It can change its mind. You may want to take a thought deeper. You may want to go ahead and take that orange shirt that you see home or not. All right. But when we have that initial state of flow with air, we're flexible. Then we're going to go into the cardinal energies where we're going to be weighing out those thoughts. All right. Putting it up against what other people thought about it. All right. What's the overall collective environment saying about it? And then taking the direction of what we were initially curious about into their further direction of whether we want to commit to it and be partnered up with it, right? This is going to be where we put it on the scales to see how it weighs in that Libra energy with our thoughts, right? Some are keepers, some are not. But whatever happens, we're going to ultimately end up in Aquarius energy, right? Where we're fixated on it. So again, we first started out very mutable, very kind of flexible with how we felt. Then we knew the direction of where we were going to take our thoughts because we saw how it weighed out. Well, Aquarius is saying, I know what I know. I felt what I felt because I felt some things based off what I knew, right? It's the water bearer. It's carrying those emotions along with those thoughts and it's ready to pour it out. in a fixed place. It's not a sprinkler. You never see the Aquarius guys like a sprinkler, like sprinkling it all over or raining. No, it's pouring all that shit out in one spot. It's fixated. It knows what it knows. And I love fixed air because, again, you can think about your thoughts. And I have literally, I'm an overthinker. I'm a Virgo. We'll talk about Virgo's energy in a minute. But when it comes to like analyzing and thinking thoughts, I can think and think and think and think. I can think you out of any situation, child, damn near. But it makes you tired. So when you can find a place to actually come to a resting station, this is going to be that Aquarius energy. Like, I've been through everything and I've come into, this is where I think about things. This is my actual perception on it. This is the last of the air signs. So those are the elements as we move through air. Let's go ahead and kick it with fire. Fire, 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 fire. All right, because fire is interesting, like the air. It has a tendency to want to move and dance, right? Because you can get a breeze in from any direction, right? And fire likes to dance. It likes to have that freedom because it's creativity. Okay, it has the spark. Think about Aries, right? Aries is going to start out our fire element next, and that's going to be cardinal fire. Then after we get to the cardinal fires, we're led with the fixed fires. And then after the fixed fires, we're going to be led with that is mutable. We want to change about it. So with Aries, it's the starter. It wants to kick off into gear. So when you find something creative that you really like, you just want to run to it. That's like where your drive is coming from. If you're a singer and you hear a beautiful song sang, you want to listen to that over and over. You want it on loop, right? You know, when you want to paint, it's the same energy. You want to go to the things that you're driven towards naturally, right? The natural drive. And the creativity is kind of giving you, I don't know, the DNA of things. That's really what it is, you know, the first house energy. That's ruled by Aries, right? Or I'm sorry, Aries rules it. It depends on how you think on it, right? But that's the energies correlate. So you're starting out with something fresh that you want to do, and with it, you kind of got that spark to do in that fiery type energy. And you know what its temperaments are going to be, right? You know if you need to house the fire in this kind of container where it can grow bigger, or if you need to start it small and, you know, do it that way, right? You're learning all the energies about the creativity that you have to start out something, because you're going to take that energy from the cardinal energy of fire and you're going to move that over to the fixed energy. That's when you get to Leo. And Leo is about showing it off. Y'all hear that term? That girl's on fire, or he's on fire. I used to play, I don't play video games, child, but once upon a time, when all the kids were kind of kicking and, you know, we be with each other and stuff, you know, you hear like the dude, I don't know if it was Madden or something, or one of them NBA games, I don't know, but dude would be like, it's on fire, he's on fire. He keep making shot after shot after shot. He keeps hitting his goal after goal after goal with his creativity. He created one goal, met it again. That person's on fire. That person is in their Leo. And in Leo, we're in the summertime. We're in the, you know, the middle of summer at that, so we're getting the most sun. So Leo wants to be seen. If there's a fire, you're going to see it, a big one at that. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that works in the 3D. But here we took that fire that we started out with, we took the direction on our creativity, and now we're fixating it. We're making it bigger and bigger. We're adding more wood, more things to make that fire grow. Because at the end of that fire season, right, we're going to come, I hope y'all don't see that. We're going to come into the mutable stance on fire, which is where we take our creativity and we can be flexible with it. And we're met with this with the Archer. So this is going to be Sagittarius energy. Mutable, flexible creativity. All right, so after you've built something and you know that you can draw a crowd with it, all right, it's on a stage and everybody can see you with Leo. Now the Archer is saying, where I can take this creativity and move it. I can be flexible with it. I can add, and take my fire and maybe arch its direction over here. Or I may want to take it in arch its direction over there. Whatever I'm taking it to, though, I'm taking that philosophical place of it because I've learned some things. And I'm going to be expanding my mind as learning how well I have created. You hear about people who were like ball players and who they were when they started out in the game versus who they ended up becoming as a result of cultivating their creativity and really mastering their craft. They're like on a whole higher level of thinking because they took something from whatever instinct they had and just brought more ideas and life into it in their creative nature. So they have a higher level of thinking about it, right? And that's going to be your fire creativity. Starting out in a cardinal place, knowing where the direction you want to take it to just based off drive and inspiration. Then you're going to be fixated, adding more energies to it so it can be seen so you can show it off. And then finally, you're going to be mutable, flexible with it so that you can take it in the further directions that you want to based off your own expansion of what you've experienced through the journey through fire and its awarenesses, right? So that's going to be the fire element. Next, let's talk about Earth. Yes, I love Earth. I love Earth. I'm an Earth sign myself, Earth Sun sign. I'm a Virgo. I ain't gonna tell y'all all my tea, but I am a Virgo sun, okay? And Virgo is kind of cool, but let's kick it off with what Earth is, okay? Because all the Earth signs are cool. All these signs are unique. And in the unique expression of Earth, though, we're looking at how we build. This 3D world is about building. Hello, you need shelter. Okay, you need some security, you need some money. All right, all these things we can look at through the Earth aspect of what you want to build, what you want to add more of, right? And then we think about Taurus, right? Taurus is going to be our first Earth sign, which is going to be value, building value. I'm sorry, I should say fixed Earth. Taurus is fixed Earth. Then next we have Virgo, which is going to be mutable or flexible Earth. And then finally, Earth is going to end in cardinal directional Earth. All right. So when you first see Earth, again, I was mentioning earlier, kind of let it slip up. But yeah, Taurus is all about value, what we like. So when we start out within the Earth elemental awareness, we know what we like. Values are inherently known by what an individual likes, okay? Like when we were playing bingo, y'all remember that game bingo? We would see the cars going down the street and stuff like bingo, that's my Corvette, you know what I mean? That was your Corvette because that's what you like. You knew that you liked that naturally. It was a glow to you, the kind of real Venetian. It just was attractive to your eyes and you wanted to invite more of that beauty in, right? You value it. You value the money. You value the security. You value the comforts of what that can bring you. So that's going to be what you want to build in. That's how we start out in our build, what we value. Think about a job. People tell you all the time, it's best to do something that you like. And the reason is because it's easier to do the work when you start out with something that you value. All right. Taurus is reminding us of that fact too. Start out with what you like, because after you can find what you want to build value on it, and after you find that, the next point of like when you start out the build, right, is then perfecting it, analyzing it, all right, seeing what works and what don't work, because we're talking about a build. So just because you like something don't mean it is necessarily in that way suitable. For instance, coffee is one of those things, right? If you just take a coffee, you can't just take a coffee bean straight up without doing some refinement and some analyzing to it, all right? You might die. Just eat what? You know, you got to really do some things to it and treat that coffee bean a certain way. And maybe add you some creamer and some sugar if you're going to have a glass of coffee. You know what I'm saying? Depends on how you like yours. Some people like their coffee black, all right? So some people may not mind. But for others, they're going to want to use their Virgo energy and kind of refine it. Discriminate a little bit, you know, see what works, what don't work. This is going to be the house of work and service, right? But here, because Virgo is analyzing and seeing how the earth is building up upon itself, it can edit, right? That's it. That's edit. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you're making something, you're going to want to edit something here and there. You're a video creator. You're going to want to edit, right? I'm trying to do these videos without edits myself. Child, try to be lazy with that Virgo energy. But anywho, that's where you're going to be met with the build. So you're going to find value in something. Then after you take that value, you can take it into that Virgo energy and perfect it. Make it efficient when you create it, right? So then afterwards, you can execute in a cardinal way. You can say, hey, I found the value. I've analyzed it, right? I've made it perfect. And now I can take the direction for generations to come with the same blueprint. I know how to build. I know I can leave a legacy for my family. I know where to take the direction of what I'm building, okay? Taurus just knew that it wanted to build something. It was fixated on it, right? Then Virgo had to make it perfect so that we can make it precise. And then cardinal earth is going to take the direction from that point on further and further to leave on for the legacies, all right? That's when we get to Big Brother Capricorn energy. So that is going to be your earth energy. Starting out with earth in that build process of I value. Then you're analyzing what you value so that you can make it the most efficient way that you can. And then you can leave it for generations to come for your lineage, all right, at the end of what you built. Which is going to lead us to our last elemental of water. It's the feels, okay? And again, I'm not going to tell y'all all my tea, but I am a rising Cancer, okay? So I like the water in the element too. I've been studying it for a bit. In fact, I study all these elementals, right? And you'll notice where the elements kind of hit in your own personal chart, and then sometimes where they're hitting like in the world space too, because we're going to be hit with some of these elementals as well. But this ain't that video. This video is just to talk about the element of water, our emotions, right? And we're gonna go deep, and then we're gonna go at the surface. And then at the end of it, we'll come back around to like just however we felt with that, okay? But first, we can't go deep first. First of all, we got to start out with our direction of where we're taking our waters and emotions to. That's going to be Cancer. That's cardinal water, taking our direction on how we feel. Next, we're going to have the fixed water, which is Scorpio, getting fixated in those emotions. And then finally, we are left with Pisces. And shall we save the best for last, okay? Because Pisces is able to reflect and says you can be okay with how you feel. How many motherfuckers are okay with how they feel right now? Raise your hand. One? Okay. It can be like that. You may not, it takes a long time to come to terms with how you feel, but let's go through the waters, right? So with cardinal water, we're talking about taking the direction on how you feel. Okay, so you may decide that, something makes you feel good. You want to go in that direction more because you find security in it. It feels like home to you. That's going to be Cancerian type energy, all right? What makes you feel secure within how you feel, okay? Because whatever it is going to make you feel home and feel you safe and comfortable enough to open your doors, right? So that's that cardinal vibe coming in. Then we're going to, now, after you've decided where you want to take your feels to, you're going to go deeper, okay? That's what Scorpio said, but it's fixed water. So you take a direction and then you go swim out deeper into those oceans, deeper and get a deeper understanding of what those waters look like. Because the water towards the beach hits different than that water when you way out in the ocean. You know what I'm saying? So you have it's just a whole nother vibe. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm trying to say. So you're gonna, but ultimately, once you've decided again, once you choose the direction of where you're gonna take those emotions, you're gonna go deeper. My homegirl Abraham Hicks said this, and I don't know. Shoot, I'm missing a little of this context, but she was ultimately saying like, when you have a thought, you have I think like 8 seconds or 16 seconds to think about it before it becomes like you're like you can either let it go in that space, or if you think about it longer than that, you're going to keep thinking about those same thoughts, okay? So this is definitely like scorpionic. So if you've decided to keep visiting a certain emotion over again, you're eventually going to go deeper into that because of how long you've been in that state, okay? And deep emotions are okay because there's some things that sometimes are so down at the bottom that if we didn't go down there to swim, they would never come up to the surface. We would never know how they feel. We would never know how we feel with that. One other thing about Scorpio too is Scorpio comes off the back of Libra in the zodiac. So Libra is like the first time we're relating to other people, and like the surface level, I like to think of it, right? But when you start dating for a while, you want to go deeper. You want to have more intimate relationships. And those relationships do end up transforming your perspective a bit, right? Because you're taking your own principles and then this other person's principles and melding them together. Now you got a whole new form coming on, right? This that booed up phase, okay? But that's going to be that deep scorpion kind of waters with the energy. Finally, right? After we went deep, okay? Pisces is here to tell us it's okay, boo-boo. However you feel, it's fine. Because this is the end of the journey, all right? You might have felt really good about an experience when you first started out, right? And then as it went along, you feel heavy and sad that you went through it. But when it's over, at least now you know you don't have to go through it no more. However you felt, right? This is that closure. This is when the door is closed. Or it could have started out the opposite, where things started out bad, right? Maybe when your cancer was going on, you was like, man, I really don't want to do this shit, but I got to, right? You're apprehensive, right? And as you go deeper, you realize, man, this brought some things up to the surface that I didn't realize was here. And you can have an appreciation for that in the end, right? But Pisces is ultimately saying, like, no matter where you fit on this emotional spectrum, here is the place where you can just find the flexibleness that you need with your emotions. Being okay with feeling sad about it. Being okay with feeling happy about it. Being okay because it's over. And you can start this wheel up again, in Aries, of course. But when it comes to an end, we know that one ending is just the beginning for something else, right? And now it's over. So we're okay. We're flexible with it. If we feel happy, we're fine. If we don't feel happy, we're fine. Pisces are kind of known for being moody like this. But this energy understands both. You need that capacity with emotions. Hey, because look, if it was up to you to feel good about every single thing emotionally and before you can move on, it would take a minute. You know how long it takes to work out emotions, how long and how tired you can be from dealing with your emotions, right? Pisces is just here to say, yo, I'll throw you a life raft. Just float. Float good, float bad. It don't matter. Just float, baby. You gotta, you got to get to going. We got to wrap this thing on up. We got places to be. But when it comes to those emotions, again, we can start out in our cardinal energies, knowing the direction that we want to take things. So many times we'll say, man, oh boy made me want to slap him because of some kind of thing that we were triggered to, right? Made me want to be in the key words, right? Because it's ultimately up to me if I decide to slap somebody or not. I ain't about that life now. I don't think you need to be slapping nobody, okay? Because sometimes people slap back, all right? Let's not slap each other, y'all. That's all I'm saying. But those emotions that we have to say what we're going to and respond to on an emotional, it's all up to us. We hold the keys and the directions of where we send our energy to. So that's a message in of itself with Cancer, all right? You can draw and steer where you want to take your emotions to, because wherever you decide to take them to through Cancer, they're gonna go deep in Capricorn in Scorpio. Just know that they're going deep in Scorpio. But once you come out of that deepness, you are flexible with it, all right? You flexible with going deeper if you want to, as long as you got what you need to go deeper, all right? Or you can come back to the surface if you need to with Pisces, right? But ultimately, you kind of come to that knowing that it's the end. Whatever karma is going to come is going to come, right? Whatever's going to be revealed is going to be revealed, right? But I'm okay with whatever, because I went through a journey and I learned things as a part of that journey. And as a part of that journey, I came back a whole new individual, a growth of a person than what growing from what I was before. So that's all I wanted to say in this video, y'all. This is going to be, I tried to do this as quick as I could to contain it, but I did want to go over the elementals. And shout out to everybody here. We're working with so many different elements within our birth chart, within the transits, all that. So maybe this information was a benefit to you, I hope. Let me know how you felt about it. Let me know if you enjoyed it. All right. Let me know if you're working with any of the elements. Like I said, right now, I'm kind of working, I guess, with a few elements, but definitely fire. Because there's this thing about me showing off my creativity. I'm showing off through my creativity, I guess I should say, right? And I think I'm doing okay, y'all. Know what I'm saying? Got this blue hair and shit. Let me know if you like it. But please come back for more content, because I can't wait to share with you guys. And I love talking to you. And until we talk again, you guys take care. Bye.